Hey guys, we are back with the BAE Podcast. I'm your host, Miss West Creative Coach, and I have a special guest today, and I'm super excited. Kourtni, introduce yourself for the people, and we'll jump right in.
Hey girl, thanks for having me. Hi everyone. My name is Courtney Miller. I'm a growth strategist and mindset coach. I've been in the personal development realm and HR space for over 15 years, and that's pretty much who I am and what I do.
I love it. And listen, the reason why I wanted to do my podcast, Kourtni, because I just love your energy. You are a ball of fun. I see the sincerity and genuineness, and you specialize in mindset. So I said, oh yeah, I got to have her on the BAE Podcast. So tell me, because you said and HR, and I didn't know that was one of your area of expertise. So tell me your journey and how you got into entrepreneurship.
Which is crazy because I've been in the HR room now for over 15 years, probably close to 20. But I've done years of career coaching. Of course, if you know about HR, you know that we get a little bit of everything that swings through our doors, whether it's something happening at home to problems within the household or, marital issues. And I found myself for years in that coaching space, right? And sometimes we would deviate a little bit from career or professional development into that personal realm. And so after years of doing it, that more psychology piece, the behavioral part of it, I kind of tapped into this coaching space, and that's how I got here and been here ever since.
Oh, I love it. And yes, human resources. Yeah. All about people, the way they think. Why do they do that? Oh, absolutely. They showing up late. Well, why? I ain't got a sitter. Well, why? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good that you just really highlighted that, because human resources is not just sitting there pushing papers and clicking on stuff.
Absolutely.
You are literally engaging with people and helping them so they can retain their position or get a new role, leadership and development. So you specialize in mindset. We are on the Mindset Mantra series, and we all know that mindset matters and it's the foundation of everything. But tell me, why did you get into the mindset realm as an entrepreneur, and how does that help you with serving your clients?
Let's be real. A lot of holdbacks and a lot of issues that we feel, like you said, it all starts with the mindset, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of our growth stops because of our mindset, that mindset of lack, that mindset of self-belief and all of that stuff. So over the years, I found myself that, more of inspiring women and encouraging people, whether it's male or female, to continue to tap back into their personal development and growing as the individual outside of their, career or their profession. Mm-hmm. Because again, what we do, how we grow as an individual and how we grow personally has a lot to do with how we grow professionally, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yes, for sure. And, that internal part is so key. If we're on social, we see these pretty pictures, we see the Lambos, the houses, the beach. But when they click that button off and the lights go off and the live ends, we have to sit with self, our internal core. Are we really happy? Right? You may be making six figures, you're a millionaire, billionaire, but are you really flourishing in life and business? And it's hard out here.
It is.
But one thing that I love about mindset and what I do is helping people to be accountable for building courage so they can do what they really, really, really love. Yeah. And that's the cool thing about entrepreneurship. You can get paid to do what you love. Absolutely. Whether it's walking dogs, baking cookies, making journals, whatever the case may be, building community. And so, but it's not easy. So let's kind of talk about what has been some of the struggles for us. And when I say struggle, could be mindset blocks, could be, your own internal transition from whether you're 9-to-5er into entrepreneurship or whatever the case may be, or even juggling family priorities and business. What was something that stood out for you that was a challenge? And if you need to think about it, I can go first.
Go ahead. Go right at it.
Okay. So for me, I would say literally practicing what I preach. And now, sis, I left my 9-to-5 because I was not practicing what I preach. Walk full in your power. Do what you love. You can do it. But I'm up here juggling being an adjunct professor, teaching at a college, having a 9-to-5, full-time entrepreneurship, and a mom, and I was drowning.
Wow.
I was serving at a high optimal level, but guess who was getting the bare minimum of everything?
Your family.
And me.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, my family, because if I'm getting the bare minimum,
you're nothing to them.
What's left over for them?
Yeah.
And so I had to have a come to Jesus moment, and I decided to leave my 9-to-5, but I was scared to leave. So I am clean from my 9-to-5, 9 months now. Okay.
Awesome.
This AA, not AAA. But I feel good because I'm pinching myself. I'm like, dang, the bills, I'm still paying my bills, clients still coming. I'm still, yes.
Right.
God said this is for you, and you're going to do it in excellence. You're going to do it well, and you're going to do it with no fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I push fear out the way, man, I'm just like, and I'm still in transition. It's 9 months. It's like being pregnant, you know.
Right. You just birthed the baby.
Once you birth the baby, you still got to take care of the baby and raise them up. And so as a full-time entrepreneur, this has been I would call it a learning opportunity that's ongoing, but leaving my 9-to-5, the fear of getting there to leaving and transitioning has been something that I'm currently experiencing right now, but it's a journey and I love it.
You said something and it sparked up like one of the struggles. And I think we all face, let's just be real and transparent here. It's fear, you know, even though we're in the mindset realm, as human beings, right? We all have some level of fear and scarcity that sets in. It's just that I think we, as self-driven and mindset, we know how to tackle it. We know how to identify it, right? So when you asked me what was one of my things, it was simply just stepping into my own. I've been doing this professionally for over 15 years, yet when it came to doing it for myself, it was a little bit of fear and limiting beliefs, right? Those limiting beliefs that live within that. Am I capable? Am I worthy of achieving? Is this something that I can accomplish, right? Yeah. So it's, you know, fear is one of the things that I personally struggled with, because I was like, okay, I heard you, God, you know, this was, but I still, you know, like, I don't know if I should be starting. And again, a lot of that fear comes from a lack of self-belief. The procrastination comes from self-doubt, like all of that stir up, and it shows up as excuses. It shows up as procrastination. It shows up in all of those different forms, all because of that internal feeling of, you know, and that lack of internal belief that we're capable of doing great things.
Yeah. And the thing is, nobody is exempt.
Nobody.
You know, the Beyoncés of the world, Serena Williams, Rihanna, Grant Cardone. I don't know why I always say Beyonce, Grant Cardone. I always say them. And I think it's because I really admire them. But no one is exempt from imposter syndrome, worry, fear, doubt, mental health issues, right? And so what we have to realize is that we're capable. We can do it.
But I want to add something to what you just said. Imposter syndrome, because again, that's been tossed around a lot, right? I think when you show up as your authentic self, you know, I'm big on the on purpose brand, like doing everything on purpose when it comes down to my brand, right? Yep. But when you show up as your true and authentic self and not watching the girl on social media and getting diluted or distracted by what you're supposed to be doing, right? That's when I think you leave room for other things to set in, because you're not doing what you were supposed to be doing in the first place.
You're spot on. It's actually a playground for imposter syndrome.
It is.
Because our conscience is eating at us. We can't lie to ourselves.
Can't lie to yourself.
I could be doing all this, but this knows what's really going on.
Right.
But when you're able to be, I call it bucket naked, right?
Nude.
They can do what they do and be your authentic self. Let me just name some people out there in these streets who are just their authentic self. Audra Richmond, Ma D, Gary V, LaShana West.
Right? Courtney Miller. I tell people oftentimes, like when you pop on my timeline, anytime you catch me, you're going to catch a burst of energy. And I twerk and I pray, and it's a judgment-free zone, okay? I'll give you a little bit of empowerment, a little bit of encouragement. I may fill up your spirit, but I am who I am, and I'm my true, authentic self. And I think we need to normalize being our true, authentic selves and embracing a journey. You know, life isn't perfect. You know, let's just be real here. We see this social media kind of like facade that everything is like glitz and glam and the lights, but no one wants to embrace the journey of the struggle. And I'm very big on embracing the journey of, you know, and transparent about like the falls, the highs, the wins. If you follow my social media page, like my hair color, this was like, you know, this didn't turn out like this in the beginning, right? So, you know, just sharing the journey, embracing the journey, and let's normalize sharing the journey to like not these highlight reels, right?
I love it. We actually should do an IG live, embrace the journey of the struggle and just chop it up. You know what I mean? Because that's what people want to see. Let me ask you a question. Do people watch more reality TV where, okay, because when
that part, go. I know where you're going.
I want to say it's real life, but it ain't. It's still kind of scripted, but they let it all hang out, right? Or a literal movie where it's a script verbatim. What's more exciting?
Right, reality TV, hands down.
Reality TV, where they all let it hang out, but we still know it ain't 100%
right
organic. That's a whole nother conversation. So tell me, you know, because I know you have a community and you have a program. I do too, but I know that's not it for us, because we are these magical Black melanated powerful women with all this creativity. Like, what do you envision and see for you and your brand 5 years from now? And I want you to think big, dream big. And I probably didn't even have to prompt you, because you know we with the vibes, but sometimes we don't actually articulate what's in here, and we're not doing that today. We are literally letting it all hang out and sharing what we see for ourselves and our brand.
Well, I aspire for Courtney Miller brand, the On Purpose brand, which I'm actually cultivating as we speak, is just to inspire women to believe in themselves, become better version of themselves, and to really glow on purpose. And my goal is to impact the lives of women all over the world. No limitations, right? Okay. Impact women all over the world and form as you, I share with you, I have circles, which is my inner circle, and then I have the glow circle community. Inner circle gets to work with me hands-on with more one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and then the glow circle is just circles all over the world. And right now we're in Louisiana, we're in Texas, we're in DC, we're in California. So my goal is to form circles and communities for women that they can be like-minded and just collaborate and come together just to inspire each other to never stop dreaming and to continue to go forward.
I love that. So on that note, with women empowerment and impacting millions, so my brand is called Accountability on Demand, and it is a confidence ecosystem and incubator for entrepreneurs to help them thrive and be accountable, support one another, but also engage in mindset coaching and business strategy. And I am going to have hubs all over the world with certified accountability coaches where you can actually tap in person, virtually, but it's local instead of me being the only satellite, right?
Right.
Yes, I'm doing great. I can make an impact, but imagine if I can train people in this specific curriculum and implement the same kind of expertise and impact
all over the world.
Okay, I'll stop. All over the world. So that, in addition to it being more so a lifestyle brand with merch and accountability tools, journals, planners, coffee.
Girl, we are so in sync. We are so in sync. You know about my planner, my On Purpose, planned on purpose.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So in sync.
And y'all, make sure y'all tap in. I'm going to post the link in the below in the description so you can check Kourtni out and her planner. And that's why I just love alignment. Like, we met at an entrepreneur event, and that's why you have to get tapped into environments that are synergized and in alignment with who you are.
Exactly.
Because if I'm up here at an event that I'm really not feeling, I'm not going to connect with people because I'm really not my full self. So even if you got to go by yourself.
Go by yourself.
I
actually did a live. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're fine.
I actually did a live when I was there, about just getting in the room and properly positioning yourself for success.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we get in our own way, and that's one of those limiting beliefs. Oh, I'm an introvert. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. And it's okay, and that's understandable. But sometimes we got to get out our own way. Sometimes we're the person holding us back from our own, potential and our own journey. So I got in the room, I got on a plane, I went by myself, right? And I made some amazing connections. You are one of them. So, I mean, I strongly encourage people to get in new environments and properly position yourself for success.
Amen. Amen. And so what would you tell that woman who literally knows that they have something brewing here? They really don't know what it is, but they know it's something, and they're afraid to tap into it and explore it, like whatever the reason is. But we all know that we magical. We all know that we got the juice. But if you don't know it for yourself, nobody else will know. So what would you tell that person who is struggling to even take the risk to even explore how magical and how awesome they are?
I would definitely encourage them to dive into some personal development. The other thing is I would tell them, oh God, that's hard, because this morning I was listening to two things I would want to say. And she corrected me earlier this morning. I was telling one of my clients, I was like, you have to have trust and have faith. I was like, 2 words. She was like, that's 3 words. Trust and have faith, right? But also embrace the journey. Things are not going to be perfect, but you can perfect it as you go. Start by starting, And so just, again, trust and have faith. And one of the things that I read in my devotional this morning was about the flow, right? Submit. And just submit yourself to it and make the commitment and just flow. And whatever that journey looks like, whatever that journey is, don't try to put too much control, too many restraints on it. Just allow yourself to flow with the rhythm of, what's for you and what you're supposed to be doing. I hope that answered the question.
It does. And honestly, there's no perfect answer. I love your your insight. And to piggyback on the flow, give yourself grace. It's not going to be perfect. It's not supposed to be, because if it was, no one would be in this thing called life, because we all have flaws, right? And so when you're giving yourself grace, go back to your childlike ways. Have fun. Entrepreneurship should not be something that you feel like you on a slave yard, or you're at work and it. Don't create another 9-to-5 for yourself.
Exactly.
What's the point of dipping into entrepreneurship if you're just going to create this mundane cookie cutter carbon of something? You can create what you want. And so in addition to giving yourself grace, I would say become self-aware of what's truly going on, because if your heart is telling you one thing and your head is telling you something else, you got to come to the middle and figure out what is the gap.
Right. Absolutely.
What's the gap, right? But no, I just love that, because of course, we serve majority. I know I serve majority women, probably like 90-95%. And like I said, we all have a special gift, but it starts with, like you said, starting. I love it. So I'm going to change the flow of the conversation. I always ask this question because I'm curious.
Go ahead.
What would you tell? Oh, and I know you're getting nervous, like, what's she gonna ask me?
She's about to ask me.
I just want to know, what would you tell your 15-year-old self if you could talk to her? And I literally want you to like look in the camera and be like,
girl, oh my God, what would I tell her? Like, you can do great things. You can do great things. Like, despite the odds, despite the struggle, despite the adversity, like I'm the first person to say I wasn't this A/B student. I had a sister who was a straight A student. I was that person who struggled for every B and C that I achieved, right? And with that came self-doubt and, those limiting beliefs of what I was capable of.
Right.
But I always say it, and I say it often, like, you can do amazing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will look that girl in the face and just tell her that, never stop dreaming, never stop believing. And despite the odds that, what you may, the present circumstances, right? Stay grounded in faith, trust, and believe, and know that what is for you, it is for you, and everything that you want wants you.
Oh, I love that. Everything that you want wants you.
Yes.
So I would tell 15-year-old LaShana,
go ahead.
You did it.
Ooh.
Everything that you question, everything that you second guess, everything that you complained about and said, why me?
Mm-hmm.
Ended up showing you that it was try me.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only did you overcome childhood dysfunctionality, mm-hmm. but you were able to help others in their own junk. Mm-hmm. And it's just getting better and better. So yes. I would just tell her, enjoy the moment, be a kid. And I would give her the gratification and the accolades in that moment. Because when I was 15, girl, my mom, my parents on drugs, I was fending for myself. Wow. I'm talking about stealing clothes, trying to look cute at school. People was voting me best dressed when they just didn't know I was stealing. Like, part of our story is our glory. And in the moment, we don't understand how important those trials and tribulations are. But I would just tell her, trust the journey. And the interesting thing,
the journey.
Exactly. But this is the interesting thing, Kourtni. The same things that we would tell our 15-year-old self, we're telling our current self now.
Exactly. And so here's the thing. It never stops. And that is why we're in this space. Personal development and mindset, it never stops. We have to continue to pour into ourselves and refill ourselves and refill our spirit. I said all the time that, we run to church every Sunday. We refill our spirit and recharge our spirit every Sunday, every Wednesday. We have to have the same habits of recharging our mindset, Amen. Recharging our belief, recharging, everything that we face on a day-to-day basis. We have to definitely, be more intentional with recharging ourselves.
I like that too. Recharge your belief summit.
Yes, okay.
We gotta talk.
We do.
So as we come to the end, and I'm getting in my girl chat mode where we could be talking forever, but we definitely gonna do a part 2 and pull it on Instagram Live. So make sure y'all pull up when we announce when it's gonna be. Let everybody know again what you do and where they can find you in these social media and online streets.
My name is Courtney Miller. You can find me on all social media platforms at Courtney Miller. Courtney Miller, Courtney with a K, okay? My website is Courtney Miller as well, CourtneyMiller.com. I am a growth strategist and mindset coach, inspiring women all over the world to believe in themselves, become better version of themselves, and to simply glow on purpose.
Woo! Glow up, sister.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, you know me. My name is LaShana, aka Miss West Creative Coach, and I am your business therapist. I help entrepreneurs move the mental blocks that are stopping them from scaling in life and business, crushing imposter syndrome, and increasing their courage muscle so they can soar in life and in business. And I want to thank you guys for tapping in. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Check out Kourtni and myself below. We're super excited to connect with y'all, and meet us on Instagram because we are going to do a live soon so we can continue the conversation, and we will see y'all later on these YouTube streets. Bye, y'all.